16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Once there was a day, he was having a chat with one of his friends. He was very nervous, frustrated because of the failures he faced in his life. He was narrating all his failures, his accounts, to his friend Abraham Lincoln. He was listening to him very carefully, and meanwhile writing something on a board. When he was finished, narration, he showed the man the board that he was writing on. The contents of the board, when his friend saw them, he was startled. He was nonplussed. He was amazed. How could such a person have so many failures and still become one of the most famous personalities, one of the most famous presidents of the entire world, Abraham Lincoln? Well, Abraham Lincoln was born in a time when slavery was common in America, when black people were treated as nothing but slaves, and white men literally ruled them. That was the time when Abraham Lincoln thought that all men are created equal. And he did not just think about it, he believed in it, he stood for it, and he fought for it. It was his dream to make that thought come into reality in America and later in the entire world. And let me tell you how his journey began to achieve his dream. When he was 22 years old, he ran for legislative assembly and miserably lost. It definitely shattered him. He almost lost his hope, but again after 12 years, he again fought for congressional race and lost again. But then he again fought by the age of 45 for Senate, lost again. But he did not stop there. He did not stop there and added his failures, because just after that year, he ran for vice president. And to no surprise, lost again. And the very next year, he ran for Senate again. And you might have all guessed, he lost again. But still, at the age of 52, in 1960, he finally achieved his dream. He was elected the President of the United States. And he then could finally make his dream a reality. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest, and a dear friend as well. It has puzzled many human minds how a man could face all those perils and disasters in his life and still come out with flying colors and become the President of the United States. Well, the answer to that question is quite simple. He had a dream. It was his dream that kept his life moving. It was the dream that kept life in his life. Because without a dream, life is nothing but like solving a clueless mother. It is like following an invisible shadow. It is a dreadful goose chase. When you don't have dreams, you do not know what future is going to be. You do not expect anything from the future. It is entirely true that in every man's life there comes a time, there comes a point when they get disheartened, when they get very shattered from their experiences, from their failures. There comes a point when they think that life is not meaningful at all. There is no need to live. And that is the time when dreams come as refreshments. They tell you that I am there to live for. Why are you so sad? I am there to live for. Look forward. And dream takes you out of that disastrous moment and brings you forward and makes your life going. It makes your life meaningful. It feels life in your life. Well, as important as it is to have a dream, it is very important to have a dream of your own. It's not be startled, because there are many instances when people try to change your dreams, whether it's your father, mother, whoever. They always try to think from their perspective and never from your perspective. But this reminds me of a story. There was a man named Monty. He owned a 200-acre, very large horse ranch, one of the largest in England. He had a very beautiful house in the middle. He let this house to be used by a friend of his, by Jack. He wanted him to use it for fundraising to raise money for underprivileged young people who wanted to achieve their dreams. In that fundraising party, he stood up and it's 8 to 10 minutes. He stood up and he started telling people why he asked Jack to use his house. And he said that it goes long back to a story of a young boy whose father was a horse trainer. He used to go horse stables by stables, tracks by tracks, ranches by ranches, training horses. And so this boy's high school career was continually interrupted. But somehow he managed to get to his senior class. When he got to his senior class, his teacher asked him to submit an assignment, a paper on his dream, what he wanted to do, what he wanted to be in his life. Well, he came home, he thought about it the whole night. He put his heart out to the paper. He worked hard, really hard, and came up with a 7-page paper. In that 7-page paper, he described that he someday wanted to own a horse ranch of himself, one of the biggest in England. And he wanted to train as many horses as he could. And he also came up with a beautiful architectural plan, where he planned how the horse ranch will be, how wide and how long will it be. And everything he planned very meticulously. And he went to the teacher and submitted the paper. Well, after 2 days, teacher came to him with that paper with a grade F. He asked the student, son, the dream that you have written in your 7-page paper is completely unrealistic. Your father is nothing but a horse trainer. It's impossible for you to gain so much money in your entire life. So if you go to your home and reconsider your dream, maybe I can reconsider your grades. He went home, he talked with his father, he had chit-chat, then he thought over for like 7 days. And finally, he went to the teacher, he gave him the paper and said, you keep your F and I keep my dream. Well, that was the day that changed his life. And he said that why I told this story to you. Because if I did not challenge that teacher that day, I wouldn't be standing here and speaking in front of you. Because I am that man who owns that horse ranch today. And I did not change just my life, but I changed lives of many people. Because one day that teacher came to me and told, yes, I did a horrible mistake. And at those times, I was something of a dream seeker. So thank you to correct me. Well, he finally ended his speech by saying, follow your heart, no matter what. So you do need to follow your heart, and your heart alone, not just someone else's. Because there is a nurse, you might not have heard of, Bani Ware. She did a survey on what is the most common regret a man has at the time of his dying. And this is what she found. The most common regret is that the people say, I wish I had courage to live life true to myself and not what others expected of me. Well, even though I'm not dying yet, but I did feel that. Almost every one of us would have had a dream to get into IIT. I had a dream too. Well, and if you don't know, I could not qualify IIT as a fresher. But I did manage somehow to secure a rank good enough in IIT to get into any NIT I wanted. My parents were very happy. Everyone was very happy. I was getting congratulating calls from every of my relatives, even those who I didn't speak earlier. So it was actually overwhelming and frustrating as well, because I did not want to join NIT. And I had a chat with my father. He told me, son, it's your life and you should own it. Whatever your decision is, I stick to it. And that is what I needed, one man to support me. And that is what changed my life. Even though I could not achieve that dream, I do not regret that I tried to fail. So my friends, I just tell you, try to fail, but do not fail to try. Thank you.